video on here. I just want to make sure that before we start the lesson that you know that you can get the tabs by checking out the links in the description. All right, this picking run is built on the E Aeolian scale, which is one of my favorites. Not necessarily E, but usually it's E because it's such a guitaristic key. But we're gonna start here on the high E string, and we're gonna use this 6-note pattern that you've probably seen before. We number the notes from left to right. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, here from 15, 17, 19. And the pattern's gonna be 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So it's kind of Yngwie-esque pattern. And I'm gonna use that sequence in 2 positions. I'm gonna do it here from the 19th fret, move it down to the 17th fret, and just conform my fingers to the scale. And if you want tabs for this one, you can just go to the link below and you'll find it. Or go to my Patreon and then you'll also get access to a ton of other lessons. Anyway, so after that, move down to the 12th fret here on the high E string. And rhythmically here, we're gonna use 16th notes, but it's a 6-note pattern, so we'll take 2 repetitions of these before we're on the downbeat again. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But that's sort of by design because that generally sounds a bit cooler rhythmically than if you just do 6 notes per beat for a 6-note pattern, for example. And it's a really good way to practice your picking or any type of technique anyway, to use sort of a different rhythmic subdivision than what the actual pattern ends up being. In this case though, we do that for these first initial 6s. And from here, we're actually back into even numbers again. So this is gonna be an 8-note pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the sequence that's gonna take us down to the root down here. So the sequence goes like follows. So you have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the first string, and then you have 1, 2, 3 on the next string, and then you shift down to the 10th fret and repeat the same thing following the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then instead of moving down, now we're gonna move up. So then we move down again until we end up here on the root. So if I put all these together, so the ending here, I'm just playing the octave and then sliding up to 2 frets below the octave up here and bend up to it instead. And I hit this note and then slide up. I notated it with a pick as well, but you can do that, but actually thinking about it now, you should probably just slide up. Or you don't play it at all. So when you practice this, I would focus on playing the whole thing actually, because it's only 2 different patterns that move around the neck. And a really good practice technique or practice tool here is to use accents. And I have a video that I'm gonna link at the end of this video where you can check out the actual technique in more detail. But it's a very effective way to make sure that you're not practicing too fast, and also that you really hear every note of whatever run you're practicing. And it also gives you some sort of structure because you go through each accent individually. Basically just entails, in this case, since we have 4 notes per beat, we're gonna play through the whole thing, accenting 1. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do the same thing with 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, 3 and 4. So basically it will take you 4 reps to get through the entire thing with the accents. And you can combine this with starting lower on the fretboard and moving your way up. So in this case, this is going to be the lowest note. So if you just go down to the 1st fret, and then work it out okay, how far do I need to be here? So basically you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can do the same thing here. So you should be able to start here. And then you go through all the accents in that position, move up a half step, all the accents, and so on, until you reach the top of the fretboard. So again, it gives your practice a structure. And I found that's really important for me, at least, instead of just sitting there trying to repeat a lick over and over and over again, hoping that something will change. And I guess technically it will change if you keep it up for long enough and you don't practice sloppily. But I think it's way easier to tolerate this kind of practice when you can see some progression in terms of like, okay, I'm actually doing some work here. So if you had trouble with keeping your focus on this kind of practice before, try this out on whatever you're practicing as well, and see if it can help you as much as it helped me. All right, so hopefully everything is clear. If you have any questions, just post them below. If you want tabs, you have the link below as well. Other than that, have a great day and see you in the next video.